Hi, I'm Dottie Stitching Scotty, and welcome to Flosstube number 214. Today is April the 18th, and it's 2025, and we'd just like to welcome everyone. This is one of my Scotties, Winston, and welcome to our video about counted cross stitch. And this is my other Scotty, Striker. He would just like to say, welcome, welcome, where's the treats? And he does get some. And happy Easter. Okay, today we have a lot in store. Had to stop and give the dogs some treats, you know, for their cameo appearance. But anyway, I'm going to be I want to apologize first off. I didn't put anything on last week, and I want to apologize because I was kind of sick. But we're better now, so we're ready to go. And I missed a retreat. I really hated to miss the Two Tall Stitchers retreats. It's one of my favorites. So Jen and Carol and everybody that was there, I'm so sorry I missed you, but I didn't want to share. But anyway, viewing is going to be a little bit sporadic because I have 2 more retreats to go to. Every other week. It's like one weekend, then wait a couple of weekends, and then another one. And then I'll be resting for a while. But anyway, just make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the bell, and you will know when I have a video to come out. I usually try to put them out to where they come out on Sunday, but this week, since I didn't have one last time, I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and do this early since it is a holiday and people will be busy on Easter. Okay, but I've got some family events too, so it may be a little sporadic, and then after that we'll settle down probably. But I just want to thank you if you're a new subscriber, because I have quite a few. And I also thank those that stop by and just view and just move on or stay and never subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. So I'm filling up my giveaway basket, and I've got lots of goodies in it to give away, but I'm waiting till we get some more subscribers before I have another giveaway. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I stitch a little bit of everything, and it's mostly all about cross stitch. It's very rare I show anything else. Okay, so we've got works in progress today. I've got some WIPGO progress. I've got some Lizzie Kate Series style progress. I've got some current fully finished objects. I've got some past fully finished objects that I just thought you might enjoy seeing. Especially if you're new. I've got a finish that finally came in the mail. It's our round robin finish. And then I also will be talking about my upcoming retreats. I got some happy mail, and I got some happy mail that I had buried under something from the Camping and Stitching retreat, and I'm so sorry, but we'll talk about that later. We have an featured Etsy designer today. And we also have a free pattern for Easter. So I try to always do that. And if I miss time, I try to do 2 sometimes. So anyway, we got a lot to do. So let's get started so we're not here all night. Okay, or all day. Okay, the first one, I do WIPGO, which is like the bingo board. And I just make my own on a piece of paper because I spend a lot of time on the computer. And so far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks done. And this is April. So by the time I finish April, I should have 8 blocks done. My WIPGO is work on these pieces 4 times each month, 4 days each month. And so far, this month, Jessie Marie Does Stuff, who is the facilitator of WIPGO, and it's works in progress, and it's like a bingo board. And you just make your bingo board up. And when she calls out, and you put a project under every one, or you can list the project several times. But this year I was kind of innovative, I guess. I don't know, because I didn't know anybody else that had done it. And if you have, I apologize. But anyway, I said things like, oh, I want to do a Teresa Kogut piece. Oh, I'll do a holiday stitch. Doesn't matter which holiday. I want to do a magazine chart, and that was what number 4 was that was called. And then number 10 was a fall piece. So if I get number 10, I'll have 4 in a row, and I might even have a bingo pretty soon. That's unheard of this early in the year. So the first one I want to show you is my fall piece, number 4 on the WIPGO board, and it's Autumn Splendor by Brenda Gervais. And it's also called, she's also goes under With Thy Needle and Thread. Okay. This is so pretty. I got this one at the Dying to Stitch retreat a couple of years ago. And I think it's just come out not too long ago. Oops, I got the wrong one. Okay, but anyway, this one is on 36 count Barb's Blend by R&R Reproductions. I love R&R Reproductions. If you're ever looking for R&R Reproduction fabric, because people go, it's hard to find, it's hard to find, call Dying to Stitch. They are the ones that dye the fabric. Pat does, and sister. So I would say they pretty much have R&R fabric all the time. So it's Dying to Stitch in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I'll link that below. All right, this is on 36 count Barb's Blend, and I love Barb's Blend. My ironing job was not really good today. I just gave you a lick and a promise, Niecy. Anyway, this is my little crow, and I added the vines, and I still haven't put this in because I didn't have any more putty. I think I lost the floss. I don't think I ran out. But then I noticed, oh, there's more to do out here. See that? So I added that, and that's what I did. And then did all these vines in this color right here. But I cannot believe I had not noticed that extra out here. It doesn't show up too good right there. But you can see it better on the picture. Look at all that I didn't notice. Go figure. But I'm using one strand over 2 threads. So, and some people are like, well, why aren't you just going on and getting it done? Well, I would, but it's Easter. And I was kind of falled out, you know. Every now and then, you know, it's like, oh goodness. And I usually just stitch what I'm in the mood for. You know, this is my hobby, and this is to make me happy. So there you go. But anyway, the other WIPGO piece was a magazine chart. Well, I didn't have any magazine charts started, so I cheated and picked a book. So this is a cross stitch Christmas, and it's from Craftways, and it's called Heart of the Holidays. Can you tell I cannot read backwards? Okay. And the one I chose was the one on the cover. Now, I looked through this book. They have some beautiful designs in here. I love these books. But they are so negligent about listing who designed this. There was no list of any designer. And I looked and looked and looked and looked. So I just put down Craftways. I didn't know what to put. But anyway, this is on 28 count Lugana. Ouchie. And I'm using DMC. And this is all I've got done. I started, this is only day 1. Now remember, I've been sick, okay? So I'm using 2 strands. I started here where this A is, and I just got this done in 1 day. And I was darn lucky I got it done, because I'm telling you, whoo boy, it was something else. But anyway, I'm hoping I'll get at least the cup done. So, you know, I'll have a good start on it, because this is, yeah. But I love this. I think it's going to be really cute, and it's unusual. So, yeah. And it looked good at a cocoa bar. So, Cup of Cheer. And I'll link that below, the book and, you know, their website. So, if anybody is interested, you can, you know, check that out. All right. Then the next work in progress I had was just something just for fun. And because it was Easter, and I found this when I was cleaning my craft room, and I'm like, gosh, I can't believe I've not done this yet. And this is Clara O'Hare. It's a special edition kit, and it's by Lizzie Kate. And you can tell this is the original, because you can get them from 1-2-3 Stitch, and they're all colorful, you know, and shiny and everything. But it came as a kit, and when I say kit, you got the hand-dyed linen, and you got the straw gardening hat, a woven basket, 3 flowerette buttons, hand-dyed silk hat ribbon, 2 tiny pink buttons, whiskers, didn't notice those, antique silver garden rake and spade. And that was what the kit was, so you had to do the floss. But this is the prettiest pink I've ever seen. And it is, maybe it lists it on here. 30 count grandma's peonies, or peonies, whichever way you want to say it. And it's got eyelet stitch in there for the belt. And I'm going to that's where I started. I started here with this eyelet stitch. And this is what I've got done. The red, it's all DMC. And I know she has no face except for cheeks. But I think she's so cute. And she needs some feet. Yeah. But she's adorable. And she's 30 count. I'm using 2 strands over 2. This is really something good to stitch on when you don't feel well, because it's a lot of just one color block stitching. But she's so cute, and I'm gonna make her into a stand-up, I think. All right, so that, and it probably won't be done by Easter, but that's okay. I can set her out for the summertime. All right, and she's also got some little partners that will be coming along. You know, I think it's Henry O'Hare that my friend Gail gave me. So be sure and watch my last video so you can see that. Yeah, so cute. Well, in fact, I'll just dig them out right now. Okay, we have Pansy O'Hare, Patty O'Hare, isn't he cute? Henry O'Hare, and there's one more. Oh my. Oh, and here we go. Needle Nana. Isn't she cute? A little grandma hair. So anyway, she's going to have some friends. So I'm so excited. And I have one of these patterns for a giveaway for later. So not today though. But well, I could do it today. Yeah, we'll do a giveaway today. So we're going to give away Claire O'Hare because I already have this one. So be sure and say the word bunny. B-U-N-N-Y. Bunny. Okay? Use it in a sentence if you can. Let me throw that over there. All right. And then see, this is what the new ones look like. The Lizzie Kate ones. They're all, you know, just dust up. And we have 2 of those also. So here's Henry. So I'm going to give both of them away, okay, because I have 2. All right, so Henry is going to be rabbit. So if you want Henry, say rabbit. If you want Clara, say bunny, okay? All right, and I better write that down because if I don't, it won't be happening. And while I'm thinking about it, the rules for the giveaway. Okay, do not say giveaway. Please be 18 or older. And it's going to have to be in the United States because I'm telling you, mailing even in the United States is getting quite expensive. I sent Easter gifts to some of the grandchildren and it's like, oh goodness, I need to take out a loan. All right, but anyway, moving right along. Be sure and comment and try to make me a cute little sentence. I love reading those. All right, then the next thing I worked on, which may be done for Easter or not, I haven't decided. This is Heartfelt Easter, and this is by October House Fiber Arts. Yes. And this was brand new. I guess this would be what you'd call my Nash stash start, but I didn't get to go to that. But anyway, this one is on 32 count, and it's a piece of green I had in my stash, and I want to say, oh darn, now I don't remember what it is. Let's see if I wrote it down. I said I was going to get better at this, and I'm flopping really bad. Oh well, no, I did not write it down, but I'll see what I can find out. Okay, but anyway, this is 32 count, and that's what I got done. I added an egg and some vine and probably one violet, and that's it. So this may be done for Easter or it may not, but I think it's so cute, and I'm using 2 strands over 2 because I wanted it to pop. This is Heartfelt Easter. I just love the way those look. I mean, it's just so pretty. And this was one where I labeled it T for top. And it's using Week Style Works and Classic Color Works. And I had to use a little bit of DMC because I didn't have the call for. Oh my goodness. Dropped something. It's not a video if I don't drop something. Okay, it was my next project I dropped. Oh my goodness. Now, like I said, I'd been sick, so I didn't get a lot of stitching done on some things. It was just like, well, you know. But anyway, Sweet Wings Studio has this pattern. It's called This Is the Day. Yeah, This Is the Day. Right there. And I got the PDF, and I think this is so bright and colorful. And I thought, oh, I can stitch this up in no time. Well, I could have, but things got in the way. But anyway, this is on 32 count, and it's on a piece of like white linen, but it was in my stash, and I've had it for a long time. And all I got done was 1 flower and 1 heart. That was it. And I'm doing 2 strands over 2. Susan, I will get this done. Oh my goodness. But anyway, aren't those flowers pretty and bright? I love the pretty colors. She always just does the most beautiful things, and they're very inspirational, and I love to stitch them. They just make me happy when I stitch. So that's always good. Okay, now, did I have anything else? No, that's it for the works in progress. So now we're going to be a little bit different. I've got some FFOs to show and finish, but we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to do the Etsy shop today. We're going to do it right in the middle. I like to mix it up where you have to guess and you can't just go skippy. I'm kind of evil like that. Okay, our yeah, I'm just blank today. Our Etsy shop is featured Etsy designer is Chris, the camping stitcher. Hi, Chris. I love her patterns, and I picked a few. You'll have to go on her website and see some. She has paper copies, and she also does PDFs. When I get them, I usually get the PDFs because I want them now. Okay, and this one is just so cute. It's called Stash Stitcher. It's all stash once I add it to the cart. Isn't that just cute? So, and you can make it any color too. That's what's the greatest. Then it's called Spring at the Barn. There we go. Isn't that just adorable? I love that green barn. And look at those pretty flowers and tulips. Love those. Then, if you're getting ready for summer and the 4th of July and Memorial Day and all that, Freedom Rings. And I think this comes in a paper chart and PDF. That's so pretty. And if you don't live in the USA, you can leave the word USA off and change the flag. Then, this is one that I think everybody should have. Friends are the sweetest treasures in life. Isn't that just gorgeous? And you can make that one any color too. This would be a good one to stitch when you're at a retreat or something because it's one color. Then every year Chris does a blessing sampler, and this year's blessing sampler is May our home be blessed and our hearts be happy. Isn't that just adorable? Just love it. Then we have Spring Blooms. I love this one. And those little pom-poms just set it off from Lady Dot Creates. So pretty. I think this one's a brand new one, if I'm not mistaken. Then we have Spring is Hope in Bloom. I think this is another new one. So pretty. Love the colors. And then this one's my favorite. I have this one. It's still not done, Chris. I'm so sorry. But you know me, I do a little this and do a little that. But this one is a Stitcher's Prayer. It says, now I sit down in my chair, my needle, floss, and fabric there. I stitch and calm my busy mind whenever I can find the time. Isn't that just perfect? And that's what we all do, isn't it? So what I want you to do is I want you to go over to Chris's Etsy shop, and I will link that below. She's very sweet. She gives great service. She's got 5 stars on Etsy, so be sure and check out Chris. Also, she has a Flosstube. So be sure and go watch Chris's Flosstube. It's called The Camping Stitcher, and I will link that below also. Okay, so next, I forgot to show my book of days. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll show that at the end. Never mind. Okay, so next I have some, I have a finish. And it kind of goes into Happy Mail, because the Happy Mail came with my finish, because we had a round robin, and I went to, well, how it started, I went to Stitch, Florida, and I sat at a table with some of the nicest ladies from Florida, from Georgia, and then I was from South Carolina. So we've all become really good friends, and I'm actually going to see 2 of them at Stitch West, and I'm so excited. I have to go all the way across the country to see my friends in Georgia. Oh well. But anyway, Alicia, the Fanciful Flamingo, she gave us a piece of Grace Notes fabric because we started this friendship retreat sale at Stitch, Florida. And this is a pattern by Susan from Sweet Wing Studio called The Noblest Part. And I know you've heard me talk about it, and I guess everybody was like, well, where is it? Well, it's just been floating around at different people's houses and getting to the mail. And this is my finish. Isn't that pretty? I love it. And all my friends, what we did is, that one's mine because it doesn't have any initials on it. But we put our initials on here in the state that we're from, and you stitched a thing of floss, and then you stitched a needle. And then we had a friend, one of our ladies, she divided up the words and things, so we did that. And yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this exactly. I haven't decided if I'm going to frame it, or if I'm going to make it into a drum like somebody was going to do, or I might even make it into a pillow. So you got any suggestions? I would love to hear them. All right, and this is on 14 count Aida, and it's a Grace Notes fabric, but I do not know what color it is. But I just love it. Thank you so much, ladies, for doing this. I really, really enjoyed it. It was Carrie and Nina and Cheryl and Beth and Natalia. Thank you, thank you, thank you for stitching this. Every time I look at this, I will think of our friendship. And I look forward to seeing y'all again soon. Okay, so with that, Natalia was the one that was to pass to me. So with that, she enclosed some goodies. So I got this beautiful bag. Isn't that nice? I can hold like little projects in here with it. And it's got a beautiful yellow lining. Thank you. Then she sent me a needle minder. It's a duck. And another one. It's a flower. And this beautiful silk. Isn't that pretty? So maybe I might just buy one of Chris's charts and stitch it in this color because I really like it. It's so pretty. And it's a color with no name. Yeah. Maybe I'll call it the Natalia color. I don't know. Or I could call it Friendship Rose. Or Friendship Wine. I could call it that. So if you have any suggestions, that would be good. But thank you, thank you, thank you, Natalia and Beth and Cheryl and Carrie and Nina. Y'all are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, now, the next thing, I owe somebody an apology for my Happy Mail. I got this at Camping and Stitching, and a piece of cloth got laid on top of it, and I didn't see it until just like this week when I got home, when I moved the cloth to do something else. So inside, it was a giveaway. I mean, not a giveaway. It was a table gift, and it was from Renee, the Appalachian Stitcher. And if you don't watch Renee's videos, you need to. Oh my goodness, she stitches some beautiful pieces, just like Chris does. And she gave me this Be Happy floss ring. She gave me a pencil. And she gave me this little notepad with a little card. And, well, first of all, let me take it apart. A little notepad that says Be Happy. And on it, she had clipped this little bee. And had a little card that says, thank you for being awesome. Isn't that cute? Then, I know, more. She gave me some chapstick in a little bee chapstick holder. So cute. Then, a bee clip with some scissors so I could clip this on my blouse or top, and they've got a little cover, and you can take these on the airlines, even though I think they're very dangerous. You could really do some stabbing, but don't tell the TSA people that. But anyway, isn't that cute? And then, not that I want to stab anybody, and then it was all in this little gray bag. Thank you, Renee. And I do apologize. Oh, and I got vanilla mint chapstick. Yes. I apologize. You know, when you get home and you do a floss tube and you're in a hurry and you're just throwing things everywhere. Yeah. So, but I love everything. And I'm going to be taking some of this to Stitch West with me, Renee. Thank you. Okay, now, let's start with my present fully finished objects, or FFOs. Okay, and if I've shown, I might have shown one, I'm not sure. But anyway, the St. Patrick's Day Quaker, I stitched, and it was after St. Patrick's Day when I got it done, and I thought, shoot, I'm just going to go ahead and just fully finish the thing. So I made it into a pillow, and I substituted some colors, and because I did not have color in cotton, which was what they call for. So I used some DMCs and some different variegated threads. And if you're interested in them, you can let me know. I do know one of the green I used was collards because I ran out, which is why I didn't get it done by St. Patrick's Day. And I used Lady Dot Creates Rick Rack and sewed it on. And I had a piece of this Thimbleberries shamrock fabric left. So what I did was I put that on the back, and I really stuffed this thing. I mean, it is stuffed. So I'm so proud of this. I love it because I love St. Patrick's Day. So that's one finish. Oh, and this is on 28 count, I want to say potato maybe. I can't remember. But anyway, I'm using 2 strands over 2. Cute. Love it. I love their patterns. They're just so cute. Then the next thing I did that I've lost the pattern for. Oh, there it is. Okay. Everything's just every which way. It's from Colorado Cross Stitcher, and it's called Grow. And this is my finish. This is on 36 count, and it's on a scrap that I had in my drawer, and I'm using 1 strand over 2 threads, and I am not using all the call for, yes I am, I'm using all the call for DMCs. No, I'm not. I used all the call for Weeks Dye Works, except I didn't have Jaybird, so I used 3752, which is what they used. And I used 315 for Williamsburg. And of course, I ran out of the Williamsburg, or no, I didn't run out. I lost the floss. That was it. And so I had to get another thing of floss just to finish these down here. Go figure. So anyway, this is my finish on that one. I think it's so cute. And I put rickrack on the side. And this rickrack came from Fat Quarter Shop. It's Lori Holt rickrack. And then I also put a 2025 pin and charm up here for my finish. Alrighty. So that's 2 fully finished objects. And that will go toward the hashtag FFO Challenge 2025 that I'm doing with Jennifer and Penny's Daughter Shares. Jen Quilter, and so it's just hashtag FFO Challenge 2025. And so far, I think I've got about 13 or 14 fully finished objects. I may have more, I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm excited about that. Last year, I had, I think, almost 50. So, no, I lied. I had 60 something. And I'd like to at least get that many if possible. Okay, so now we're going to show you some free pattern. And this pattern is on Facebook. And for those of you that don't have Facebook, maybe if you have Instagram, you can look her up on Instagram. I will list both things below. But this is called Happy Easter, and it's from Romy's Creations, and it was just so cute. Look at that little bunny in the basket with the carrot and the flowers and the eggs. So, so cute. And it says Happy Easter. I should have put Happy instead of Happy. No, it says Happy Easter. So the pattern is in color, and so it's clear and easy to read, and it does have some back stitching. But be sure and check that out because it's really cute. Really, really cute. Okay, the next fully finished object I have, which is past fully finished object, I have a mill heel piece, and this is the tomato. I saw somebody stitching that. They had just started it last time, and I was trying to think who it was. I don't remember. But anyway, this is the finish. And the only reason this is out is because the magnet came off because I hot glued it. Use Eileen's glue. Because I'm telling you, hot glue, after a while, it just wears away. But I just love it. And I like the beads. All those. It was fun, fun, fun to do. And I just put some red felt on the back. All right. And that's one. And that was on 14 count perforated paper. Perforated paper, excuse me. I never can say that. Then the next thing I want to show you is an oldie but a goodie. And I did this when I was in EGA, which is Embroiderers Guild of America. And I learned how to do a lot of different things. This has got satin stitch and Smyrna crosses, Algerian eyelet, back stitch. It may have queen stitch in here. I can't remember. And lazy daisy. It's a herringbone stitch. And can't remember what that one's called. But anyway, I'll show you these. There's one or two that I don't remember what they are. But this is my egg. My Easter egg. Now, the fabric was marbleized and dyed like this with the egg shape opening. And we did that as a project, and for the life of me, I cannot remember how we did it. I wish I could because I think it's beautiful. But this was a band sampler egg, and we had just different stitches here. But it's just really, really pretty. I don't even know what kind of floss I used. It was probably just DMC. But just really, really pretty. But anyway, I hang that up every year. And then the last thing I'm going to show of my fully finished objects is called a Study in Blue. And I'm going to hold this up and you're going to go, that's not blue. Well, that's because I picked a different color. I picked, I want to say it was Jill Arts limited edition raspberry parfait. And this is my study in blue. And I'm just going to turn it around. It's got the alphabet on the side, and then there's where I joined it. And I put Rick Rack at the top of the box. This is just one of those paper mache boxes, upside down. Okay. And it says, gather the threads of your life and stitch them into joy. That's what this says. And I'll hold it here so you can see it. And this is on Vintage Country Mocha, and it's 28 count. Then inside, it's lined, and I have a pin cushion. And there's the back. And this is all cross stitch, and that pattern's also in there too. And then I have a scissor fob, and there's the scissor fob, and there's the back. And see, here's the little Rick Rack holder where you can loop it around your scissors. And I just put that in here and put my sewing notions in here, and there it is. Okay, and this is a Study in Blue by Sue Hillis. So we had a class, that was a class I took at my local needlework shop, Panda's Cross Stitch and Beading. It's been a couple, maybe even 3 years ago. And there were people that did orange ones and blue ones and red ones and green ones. I mean, and yellow. They were beautiful. We looked like a little rainbow class. It was so pretty. So anyway, if you ever get a chance, you need to do that and just be creative. Pick a different color if you don't like the color it is, or just to be different. Okay, so what are my plans? My plans, I will be going to Stitch West. Come this Thursday, I will hop on the plane because I live in South Carolina, and it's a long walk to Utah, and I'm not driving. So I'll be on the plane, and I will meet my friends out in Salt Lake City, and we'll be driving to Ogden, Utah, which is about an hour away, and we're going to see Shepherd's Bush they're the designers at Stitch West. And we're staying right across the street from Shepherd's Bush shop. Is that not just awesome? I'm so excited. But the most exciting part is getting to see my friends, especially the ones that live out west. I don't get to visit them very much. And the ones in Georgia that I never get to see until I go out west. So anyway, I'm going to do that, and there will not be a video next weekend because I'll be retreating. Yes. So then I'll be home the next week, and I'll do a video. But the following week I'll do another video. But then the next week, I think it's the second week in May. I think I may be mistaken. But anyway, I will be in Blue Earth, Minnesota at Welcome Stitchery with Justine and Shelly. Oh, I'm so excited. And guess what? Teresa Koga is the designer there. So I'm very excited to get to see Teresa Koga again because I just love stitching her patterns. As you know, I'm stitching a couple or 2 or 3 of them. So anyway, that's going to be a lot of fun. And another friend is going with me, Jennifer. I'm so excited. And so anyway, yeah. So there won't be a video that week, but I will let you know in plenty of time. And if you are going to StitchCon Weekend B, I will be there at Weekend B. Please come, and hopefully it will be at Table 10, and visit me, okay? And say hello, that you watch my channel or my videos. And that would just thrill me to no end because I always want to see and talk to the people, you know, everybody, the other stitchers on the other side. So that would be great. Oh, and there's one more floss tube you need to, no, there's 2 more floss tubes you need to watch, okay? First of all, the lady that gave me the Happy Mail, the floss, and the bag, and stitched on my piece, her name is Natalia. and she is official Mermaid's Cove, and I will link that below. You need to go watch her, like, subscribe. She needs to get 1,000 subscribers, and she's so close. So be sure and go check her out. She dyes fabric, and it's beautiful, just beautiful. And she stitches big things, and she gets a lot stitched. So be sure and watch that. And she has like a different camera view than I do. You have to look at me. Instead of hers, you just look at her pretty stuff. So that's always nice. And she has a sweet voice. So be sure and go watch Official Mermaid's Cove, because she's just really good. All right, then also you need to watch Olivia at Southern Yankee Stitcher. I watched her last 2 videos, and I'm telling you, she can really stitch some beautiful things. She loves Plum Street, and she loves samplers, and she loves history, and she is a thrifter to no end. I'm telling you, she is the best thrifter I've ever seen. She comes up with some of the neatest stuff, and sometimes you get to see it on her videos. So be sure and check out Olivia at Southern Yankee Stitcher, and she can tell you how she became to be that. All right, until then, I want to say Happy Easter to everyone. I hope you have a blessed weekend, and I just really hope that you enter the giveaway. Remember, go back and look if you missed that, because I stuck it just kind of in the middle by accident, because I've got 2 giveaways today, and you've got to be in the United States. You have to like, you have to subscribe, and be sure and come back and visit me again. I really enjoyed it, and thank you so much to all of you that keep coming back for more torture. All right, until then, happy stitching, and remember, if you don't start it, you can't finish it. Bye-bye.